Hello everyone, I'm here today to do my goals for 2025 and my projects and all of the fun stuff that is coming. So as every year, my main goal is to tackle the TBR that I have right now. So as of now in my story graph, I have about 50 books in my to read pile. I think 51 actually. But there's still a week left of December, so there is a possibility that it will be slightly smaller when January comes around. But I want to briefly go through all the books that are in my what I call ancient TBR and trying to read those books throughout the year. Also, a lot of these are parts of bigger projects, so I'm going to talk about the bigger projects first. So last year I did a challenge to read all the winners of the International Booker and the Warwick Prize for Women in Translation. And I really enjoyed that project. I think it's interesting to do, especially when the prizes have not been here for that long because there are not that many books. So one of the prizes that I want to do that for this year is the Wainwright Prize for Global Conservation. They have several categories, but global conservation seems to be the one that I'm most interested in, and it's basically a non-fiction about nature writing. They have been running it for 5 years, and I have already read 2 of the winners, which is Entangled Life and Eating to Extinction, and I really enjoyed both of them, so I thought it would be nice to continue that trend. So I have the 3 books that I have not read yet that are part of the winners of that prize. So the first one is Reburden, Restoring Britain's Wildlife by Benedict MacDonald, which, as the title might suggest, is I think about rebuilding and rewilding Britain's landscape, which sounds interesting. Then I have The Lost Rainforest of Britain by Guy Shrubsole. I haven't heard much about this, but it's kind of about the forest and the cultural importance of the forest in Britain, which also sounds interesting. I'm a little bit worried about this too because I find that this prize sometimes is very British focused, and I have read some of the books in some of the other categories that were very British focused, and I couldn't connect that much because I'm not surrounded by that specific nature and I don't know the specific places, but I'm hoping that these ones are more general than that. And then the last one that won this year I'm very excited for, and it's Blue Machine by Helen Sarsky. And this is about the ocean and tries to take a perspective of the ocean rather than non-human, basically non-human approach to this, which sounds super interesting. I have also heard that this was part of the inspiration for Playground by Richard Powers, which I found okay, but I think this would be very interesting to read relatively close to it, so I'm planning to read this one fairly soon because I'm very excited for it. The other project that came out of that, which is a little bit more ambitious, is to read all of the long list of the Warwick Prize for Women in Translation. So I have really loved many of the books that I read on that particular project, and I found that some of those were my favorites of the year, and I really wanted to expand a little bit more to see what more they had. There were several of the books in those lists that sounded very interesting, so I thought I will pick those up. And I am also trying to run some statistics on what I like and don't like to decide how I'm going to proceed, which is very like me. But that means that I have a bunch of books that I want to read for that. And I think I have been already reading a lot of them throughout 2024, and I think I have 37 left. So that's where the majority of the books that I have fit within. Now, I am not going to read all of the books. There are a few every year, like 1 or 2 that either are out of print or I have no interest in, or I have read from the author before and really dislike the books. So those ones I'm just going to skip, but I'm going to still be reading the majority of the books that are on that list. So for the 2017 list, apart from a couple that I'm not reading, I only have one left that I'm currently reading it, so that's not going to make it to 2025. For 2028, I also only have one book left to read, which is Vernon Subtext 1 by Virginie Despentes. I currently have lended that to a friend, so I have to ask for that back to be able to read it, but still in my TBR. Then for 2019, I have Catalan Street by Magda Szabo. There's quite a few Magda Szabos in this list, which I'm very excited about because I haven't read anything else apart from The Door, but I really want to, so this will be good. And yeah, as I said, the rest of the books on that list I'm not going to be reading. For 2020, I have Abigail, again by Magda Szabo, which again I'm very excited for. I also have Dependency by Tove Ditlevsen, which is part of the Copenhagen trilogy, and I'm planning to read the whole trilogy. And I actually, the cheapest thing I found is the Bind Up of the Three by Penguin, so I haven't bought that yet, but I'm planning to buy that and read it. It's in my wishlist, which is also, my wishlist also is part of my TBR. I consider it part of my TBR because otherwise those will stay there forever and I will never deal with them. And then that's all I want to read from that list. There's quite a few books in that list that I'm not super interested in, so those are the only two that I have left. Then for the 2021, I also only have two books to read, and those are Not a Novel by Jenny Erpenbeck and Little Dancer Age 14 by Camille Lawrence. So this is a memoir, and I read my first Jenny Erpenbeck this year. Went Gone, part of this prize as well. There is a lot of Jenny Erpenbeck in this prize as well, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So I'm excited to see what this one is like. And this one is about the little dancer in how is the painting called? The gas painting, and it kind of follows the story of the girl in the painting, which sounds very interesting to me. I don't know if it will work out, but it sounds interesting. And 2022 is when they start getting less and less read, or like I have more to read. Up to now it was 1 or 2 books per year, but this one I still have a few. So the first one is Live, A Natural History by Susan Wooldridge, which again I'm very excited about, and it's about all the disgusting things about nature, and it's a non-fiction, which I really enjoy that they have fiction and non-fiction in this prize. Then I also have Planet of Clay by Samar Yazbek, which it's a Middle Eastern book about political unrest as far as I know, and I have that in ebook. I have a few, I think I have 10-11 ebooks left, and I think when I am done with those I'm going to unsubscribe from all of the ebook services and read physically because I just enjoy it more, I get more out of it, but that's in my ebook list. Then there is Things Remembered and Things Forgotten by Kyoko Nakajima, and that was in Japanese fiction. I think it's more philosophical and quiet and quirky, because Japanese books about that tend to be quirky. And then there is 3 Summers by Margarita Liberaki, which I'm actually reading right now, so that probably will not make it to 2025. Love a Woman by Diana Valesi, which is a poetry collection in Spanish actually. This is double, so it's in Spanish and English at the same time, which will be interesting to read. Then for 2023, as I said, is when it really starts going down, and I have not read most of the books in the list. So the first one is A Line in the World by Northern Norse. I haven't enjoyed the other Northern Norse that I have read before, but this one is supposed to be a nature memoirs, which is more appealing, so I have that in ebook and I want to read it in ebook. A Silent Share by Laila Romano I also have in ebook. I honestly don't know what this one is about exactly. Then the next one is A System So Magnificent It Is Blinding by Amanda Svensson. This was also in the International Booker of the year it came out, and I heard good things about it, but I was not super excited about it. It's about triplets born in Sweden in the 80s and weird things that happen with them. I'm more interested now. I don't know why, but the fact that it's kind of chunky is appealing to me. Like I'm feeling the need to sit down and read a big sweeping novel, and I'm hoping that this will be that. So yeah, that one I'm excited for. Then I have Chinatown by Tuan, and this is kind of like a family drama around the China-Vietnam War situation, I think, something like that. I'm excited, and I normally like what Tilted Access Press comes out with, and this is my first book that I physically own by Tilted Access Press, so that's exciting, and I'm excited for it just because I trust them. Then the next one in the list is also Cocoon by Sang Yoran, which I also have an ebook access to, and that one is kind of a mystery as far as I understand, and I have heard very good things about it when it came out, so hopefully it's good. The Forbidden Notebook by Alba de Cespedes I also have access to in audiobook, and it's about this woman that finds a notebook, I think. I also have heard very good things about it, so I'm excited about. Then there is The Easy Life by Marguerite Duras, which again I have ebook access to. I don't know what this one is about, but I will find out. And then we have The Phone by Magda Szabo, again another Magda Szabo. Very excited for it. I don't know exactly what each of these are about, but I'm excited for all of them. Then there is The Lake by Bianca Belova, which again I have ebook access to, and I'm hoping to read before next year, but we will see. And then the last one is What Have You Left Behind by Bursha Al-Makhtari, which is a non-fiction, I believe, about Yemen? Is it Yemen? Yeah, about the Yemeni civil war. So very excited about that one as well, and I have that also in ebook access. And then from the 2024 prize, I have actually not read anything yet, so that's fun. I just I haven't had the time to read anything from this list yet, but I'm excited to try things out. So the first book in that list is Aetnan by Linnea Axelsson, which is supposed to be a family saga in Sweden, which I'm very excited for, but I have to get the book. It's in my wish list. I haven't bought it yet. Death of the Red Rider by Yulia Yakovleva. I think it's also kind of a mystery or a thriller kind of situation. I have gotten a copy of that, but it's on its way to me, so I haven't gotten the actual copy yet. Edo's Soul by Stella Gaetano. I'm not 100% sure what this one is about, but I have ebook access to that one, so I will be reading that in ebook. Then The Factory by Hiroko Yamada, which I think it's about the situation of workers in Japan, and my library has a copy of that one in Dutch, so I think I might do that because it's very short, it's like 100 pages. Then there is Greek Lessons by Han Kang, the new Nobel Prize winner, and my library also has that one. I have enjoyed Han Kang before, so I'm excited to try this one. Sometimes they are a little bit too out there for me, but sometimes they really work for me, so I'm hoping this one does. Then the next one is The Hunger of Women by Mariosa Castaldi. I also have bought a copy of this one, which is still on its way to me. I don't know what this one is about 100%, but the title really appeals to me, so we will see. Then we have Kairos by Jenny Eppenberg. This one was also the winner of the International Booker this year, and I want to keep up with the international winners as well. So I was planning to read this one anyway. And yeah, now I have a copy. I will be reading this at some point. The next one I have is Mariana Circa by Gracia de Leda. There was another Gracia de Leda in the in the list that I was not able to get a copy at a reasonable price, so I'm going to try this one first. And it is a classic as far as I understand. Like it's quite old, that's what I mean. It's from 1988 but translated in 2023. So yeah, we will see. I have no preconceptions of that one. Then the next one is Mild Vertigo by Mieko Kanai, which is supposed to be about a housewife that is trying to find meaning in what she does. So we will see. A lot of these ones are relatively short, so I'm happy about that. The next one is not short, but it's the one that won actually. And it's Revelations Freshly Erupting by Nelly Sachs, which is poetry collection, but it's like a big poetry collection. This one is in my wish list. I was not planning to choose this one if it didn't win, because poetry is not kind of my thing. It's about Jewish stuff, and even though I sympathize with all the things that Jewish people have gone through throughout the years, right now with what's happening in Israel, I'm not sure I'm super into this, but I think that if they chose it, it's probably nothing to do with the Israel situation, so I'm hoping that that's the case. But yeah, that one, it's in my wish list. I will buy it at some point. Then the next one is Sleepless by Marie Dariussek, something like that, I'm sorry. And this is a non-fiction about insomnia and the author's struggles with insomnia. Very interesting. I have bought a copy of that one. It's on its way to me, so I'm excited to read it when it's here. And then the last one in the list that I'm going to read is Yogurt and Jam by Lena Merger, which is a graphic novel about living in Lebanon, and kind of, I think it's a bit cutesy, and I'm up for that. It sounds good to me. And then the other books, prices that I will follow, but not as intensely as this, are of course the Warwick prize for Women in Translation 2025, but that normally comes out in November, so I probably deal with that in 2026. Then there is the Women's Prize for Fiction, which I'm planning to read basically like the books I'm interested in from the list, and maybe the winner. The Women's Prize for Non-Fiction, I do want to read the shortlist, apart from the books that I'm interested in general, and then the shortlist as well, because I found that at least this year I read, except from one that I will read at some point, I have read the whole long list, and I found that the books that were in the long list, I enjoyed the ones that I was previously interested in, but the ones that were in the short list, I enjoyed mostly all of them regardless of my initial interest in them, and I found one of my favorite books through reading that I was not planning to pick up. So I think this year I'm going to read the shortlist and whatever else I'm interested in. And the Booker, like the normal English Booker, I'm just gonna check the list and see if I'm interested in something there. I accidentally read the winner this year. I thought James was gonna win, and I didn't want to read that. It didn't win, it won. Orbital won, which I had read because I was interested in it. But I'm not super fussed about it. Like, if if the winner is something I don't want to read, I will not read it. And I have found that every year I connect with those books less and less, so it's one that is like phasing out, I think. And then the International Booker, I do want to read the winner to keep up with it, and also whatever else I'm interested in. I think last year I read like 3 books from the list in total, and I haven't read the winner yet, but I'm planning to. And then, as I said, the Wainwright prize for conservation, or however that is called, I would also check the winner. I don't think I'm interested enough in it to read the whole list or anything, but the winner, it's something I definitely want to check out. And then if we don't look at all of those books that I want to read for those projects, I have some random books that I just have because I want to read, and I will be reading in 2025. So the first one is N.W. by Zadie Smith. I have mixed relationship with these Smith's books. Some of them I really like, some of them I don't care for, but I keep trying them. This one was second hand, it was really cheap, so I got it. Then I have Chinaman by Shehan Karunatilaka because I enjoyed the Mali Almeida book, so I want to try something else from him. I'm not sure if I will like it. It's about a sports writer and drugs and stuff, I think. We'll see. Then the next one I have is Funny in Farsi, a memoir of growing up Iranian in America by Firoze Dumas. This is a friend from mine bought for my birthday. She always recommends Iranian books because she's Iranian, and her recommendations are always quite good, I think, so I'm hopeful for this one. Then I have Las Viudas de los Jueves by Claudia Piñero, which translates to The Widows of Thursdays, which is because I think it's about a group of women that get together on Thursdays, and mysteries ensued. I have liked both of Claudia Piñero's that I have read, so I think I want to keep trying her stuff, and this one is the one that I found last time I went to Spain, so that's that. Then I have The Sorrow of Physics by Gregory Gospodinov. I read Time Shelter and I really enjoyed it. I like his conceptual take on... It's not about plot, it's not about characters, it's about concepts and ideas, and I like that. So I want to try his other book and see how I like it. Then I have Flowers for Algernon because everyone says it's very good. I accidentally bought the play version of it, but I'm hoping that still the story is the same. And then I have An African History of Africa by Zainab Badawi. I have heard good things about this and I wanted to read it, so I bought it. And then there are also a couple of library books and ebooks that I want to read. So yeah, from the library I have There Are Rivers in the Sky by Alif Shafak. Again, Alif Shafak is an author that I normally enjoy, and they finally got her new book in the library, so I want to pick that up and read it. And then Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I have never read Brandon Sanderson before, but I have been craving some fantasy, so I thought it would be good to pick up something from him. And I know that most people recommend to start with the Mistborn trilogy, but my library didn't have that one and I don't want to buy it not knowing, so Warbreaker, I think it's a standalone, so I will start with that. And then the other one is Wellness by Nathan Hill, which is about social media, I think. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like that one, but a lot of people were recommending it, so I'm gonna hope that I do. And then in the ebook side of things, I have In the Dark by Ana Maria Crowe Serrano, which as far as I know it's a book about the Spanish Civil War, so that sounded interesting to me. Yeah, that's more or less my ancient TBR, so that's what I will be reading. To make this project a little bit more manageable, what I thought I would do, and a little bit less, like more mainstream and whatever, I thought that it would be a cool thing to check every month what is the book that has been in my TBR the longest, and which one is the biggest book in my TBR, and read both of those in that month. And I think that's because otherwise first books get forgotten in the TBR because they have been there for too long, or they are too big and intimidating, and so I don't pick them up. So making that a small challenge, I think it will make me pick up the things a little bit more evenly, so that I don't end up with 5 books of 500 pages by the end of the year and I have to read them all to finish my TBR. I am hoping to finish my ebooks probably around February, March. That's when I aim to have been finished with all my ebooks that are in my TBR, and after that I think I'm just going to unsubscribe from all of the services and rely on my library and buying the books, because I enjoy it more, and I feel also that in that way I kind of slow down with my reading, which is something I want to do. I have been wanting to do this for a couple of years, but I'm always like swept up in projects and things, and then I'm reading things when I'm doing other things, and I want to stop doing that and like give my full focus to the book. So I think that's gonna help me with that. So yeah, I'm going to finish the ebooks by February, March, and then no more ebooks for me, I think. And then I have a couple of small things that I want to do with my channel and tweak a couple of things. So the first thing I was thinking of is to include a small TBR after every wrap-up. I don't want to make a full video of it because I don't think it's interesting enough. I haven't read the books yet, so I don't know what's gonna be in that part, but I thought it would be nice to give a small, like, I don't know, catch up of where I am with my TBR, my ancient TBR, and give you a TBR for the next month based on like challenges that I'm doing and so on. So let me know if you're interested in that. And then the other thing that I was hoping I will have time to do, but we will see if I do, is to learn a little bit more on how to set up my camera and my microphone and stuff like that to make like the image a little bit better in my videos. I have been playing with thumbnails this year and I enjoyed that, so I'm hoping I can do that for like the actual video this year, and like try to make my videos a little bit better. So we'll see if that happens, because depends on how much time I have, which might not be enough, and how much energy I have, which might also not be enough. But yeah, those are all my goals for this year. Let me know if you have any thoughts on it, if you have any goals that you are excited about for 2025, and until next video, bye!